There is a difference between guilt tripping yourself and actually being accountable for your actions in order to grow. Stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it. Do you ever catch yourself motivating yourself through self-guilt or self-shaming? Do you ever catch yourself talking down on yourself for a good cause? Well, I'm here to tell you that there is a better way. You don't have to self-sabotage and self-guilt in order to change and grow. Simply being accountable is more than efficient. There is a way to be accountable that is healthy and sustainable. When you're self-shaming and self-guilting, you end up being in a spiral with yourself. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So this topic is something that I've personally been working on, and I've been working on my whole entire life. Yeah, that is self-sabotage and self-guilt. You know, the old song and dance. So for me, I am fully on my spiritual ascension journey, so I am going to approach this topic in that area. But the insights and guidance that I'm going to give you can absolutely be extended in any area of your life. Have you ever felt pressure to rush yourself and to have that fake it till you make it energy? Well, I have struggled with that in my own life, and I have found it quite draining. As I grew up, I learned how to become a functioning adult. But the key thing is that I didn't understand the difference between maturity and functioning. When you're in the fake it till you make it energy, that is more of a functioning energy. But sometimes, especially on the spiritual ascension journey, there are lessons that need to be completed and they are not quite fully learned. And there is a vibration that you need to reach in order to step into that energy. It's not appropriate to berate or guilt trip yourself if you're simply not ready, if you're simply not there. Don't get me wrong, it is totally vital to be accountable for your actions and see where you are needing to change in the areas of your life. But it is not going to get you anywhere if you are self-sabotaging and self-shaming. It's absolutely safe to take responsibility of your actions and your choices, but it's not okay to self-shame, and there is a better way. Of course, it's necessary to take responsibility of your action and your choices, but guilt tripping yourself into being something that you might not necessarily be ready for is really quite the self-betrayal and self-sabotage. This is actually quite the disservice to you. And what will actually start happening is you end up in a vicious cycle of self-guilt and self-sabotage, and you just keep looping around. You don't have to put unnecessary pressure on yourself. I get it. Society is so hyper fixated on jumping to the next milestone, but what ends up happening is you get into the energy of I'll be good when, or I'll be enough when. This is classic self-sabotage, and you will end up in the vicious cycle and loop of always telling yourself, I'll be good enough when, and you'll never get there, and you'll just end up draining yourself and depleting yourself in the process. The truth is, all that is needed is the choice to keep working on yourself, the choice to acknowledge where you might feel bad in an area of your life and where you want to grow and blossom. Change is not a bad thing, but when we're pressuring and guilt tripping ourselves to change, you might end up becoming resentful of yourself, and that's not going to do any good. Take it from me, this ends up in a person that is completely depleted and ends up being on autopilot in their life. Not good. Okay guys, let's take another example. Say you're trying to get a promotion at work, or you're desiring to get a promotion at work, but you're also going through a personal transition at home. Say you're moving. Well, Most people would want to pressure themselves and go for the promotion and do the move. But is that actually really compassionate to yourself? You would probably feel that immense pressure to get that promotion and be a functioning adult in society or successful, but you would probably end up really depleting and draining your mental and emotional psyche. You might get that promotion, but I bet you're going to feel depleted and drained and like you're playing catch up in some other area of your life. Maybe sleep, or maybe your intimate relationships. This is because you've reached your limit. This is because you've reached your capacity. You have officially spread yourself thin. This is complete self-sabotage in order to complete a goal. You might ask yourself, what does this really get me? Well, it's totally understandable that you're wanting to be your highest version of yourself and have success in your life, but there is a better way, I'm telling you. Maybe it would have been more compassionate to yourself if you would have waited to go for that promotion after you've finished that personal transition. So you could go after your goal in a much more balanced and sustainable way. Self-sabotage can be sneaky, and I get it. It is a loop that we often get into where we feel like we need to guilt ourselves into action, but that's not always the right thing to do. This constant need to be better actually stems from a great fear of not being good enough. It comes from a belief that things outside of yourself will fulfill you, but I'm here to tell you that nothing that's not inside will ever fulfill you. You will constantly be searching for the next good thing, the next best thing. Real growth comes from loving yourself and accepting that you do want to grow and expand in areas, but having gratitude and acceptance for where you are now and seeing yourself as good enough now. Guilt tripping yourself when you don't make the mark or you make a mistake just isn't it. Be accountable for yourself, but don't abuse yourself. Okay, friends, that is all that I have for you today. If you are having issues in this area and you need extra support, I urge you to please reach out to a Twin Flame Ascension coach. We know what we're doing and we can really help you. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. And if you haven't heard yet, we are currently hosting a Twin Flame test, and I will link the descriptions down below. Bye.